I think the caffeine's kicking in.
Okay, you're getting there.
Yeah, I think I'm
You're
good.
on the up. You're on the up.
I'm on the up. Yeah. Once I start talking about Congress, things are. once I'm like in the mindset to start tackling Congress, I think we're on.
Okay. Well, welcome back, everyone. This is episode 2 of Big Talk, where two caffeinated and opinionated individuals talk about things that they don't really understand. As you can tell, we've already been getting ready to talk about these things at such length, and we're just doing our preamble between each other to get in the mood.
Mm-hmm.
So just to remind you of how this goes, one of us asks a question, the other one answers, and then we go off on a tangent and talk about things that we know nothing about, and we see where it goes. This week is my turn. We spoke about art last week and worked out how to find out if art is objectively good or bad. We have killed that question. We did really well in that question. Let's see if we can do it again. My bet is not.
We did really well in the sense that we sort of managed to answer it.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I don't know if we answered it in a way that's going to be like satisfying or permanent for anybody, but we answered it for us, and that's good.
Yeah. So normally what we'll do, we'll look at something from the week or current times and things like that, and have a discussion about it. So Matt asked me the other day if I had a question in mind for what we were going to talk about, and I went on the news pages and I was looking through and I was like, fuck me, there's not really much to talk about. There was Trump, beating his chest against Iran.
Trump.
Yeah. New North Korea, not New Korea. Apparently
it will be.
apparently set off a ballistic missile. I think I skimmed past it. If it's going to happen, I don't really need to read about it. It's too late for me. So too late for me to go.
Trump did a thing. North Korea launched a missile. It was a slow news week.
I think that's just how I am with news now. I see it and I'm like, oh, this has happened again. This has happened. Really, these are quite big things, but really not much that I can do about them. So I might as well just continue watching cult documentaries on Netflix and eating crisps.
Right? Yeah.
Continue doing that.
I think at this point with North Korea, it's newsworthy if they launch like a big missile. Yeah. Or if they launch like 5 missiles. Because at the moment, if they launch a missile, it's like, well, that's sort of par for the course because that's what they do.
They love doing that.
That's a
Wednesday.
Tuesday.
I thought it was Wednesday. Isn't Tuesday Pizza Day?
Hang on, wait. Tuesday Pizza Day, Wednesday Missile Day, Thursday Doctor Who Marathon. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so it's Wednesday. You're right. Yeah.
So anyway, what was I? And then I came across SpaceX had launched another rocket, and this is something that I enjoy. I enjoy space. I enjoy sci-fi, and all of this speculative. What could we do as humans if we stopped shouting at each other on Twitter and just basically being a general annoyance to each other?
Oh, mate. I saw a thing just before we started. I was watching a video, and I don't think we're gonna based on the topic today, which I know, but obviously the listeners do not. We're not gonna, but we might not. But please continue.
Okay, this is interesting because because we've spoke about this many times before, and I'm starting to think you've become less optimistic. But anyway, so we'll get into that. So SpaceX launched, I think it was the Falcon 9 or the Falcon Heavy, on a resupply mission to the International Space Station. So that's cool. There's lots and lots of different, private companies doing this at the moment. I think Japan just had their first private company launch a spaceship, a rocket, as well.
Okay.
I believe they
yes,
did.
I believe. Yes,
I'm just going to double
yes.
check. Japan.
They've launched so much stuff, man.
Japan's first private rocket launch into space. Yeah, so Interstellar Technologies Incorporated just became the country's first private company to successfully launch a rocket into space.
Right. What were they doing? Was it just the rocket, or were they launching a satellite?
I'm not sure. This only came out 3 hours ago on space.com.
Ah, okay.
You can see I've really gone deep for my space news. I typed in space. I typed in space news. Oh, this is interesting. The rocket is called the Momo Rocket.
Okay.
And we've also got the isn't it the Momo meme that came out, and like all of the adults were really worried about Momo.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Yes, I do.
So
I
Momo,
do. Is that meme dead already?
Well, I mean, it's been going for years. You know. Probably it's probably still going because it's scary and people like scary on the internet. You know.
That's true. Is Slender Man a dead meme, or is he still going?
Nah, he's still going, isn't he?
He could still be there.
Lifted off 45 minutes later with plenty of time left to spare in its 3-hour launch window. I'm not sure what it did because this only came out a couple of hours ago. But they've launched a rocket into space. So lots and lots of private companies going into space. We're almost 50 years away from the first time that we actually landed on the moon as well. Apollo 11, 1969, that launched on July 16th. And we had a return of an orbiter today, 52 years ago. The Lunar Orbiter 4 came back. So it's been 50 years almost since we went to the moon.
Yes.
Did it a couple of times, then we haven't done it again. We're starting to look to Mars and things like that. My question is, are we ever going to do it? And is there any point to doing it, Matt?
Oh, I didn't realise this was the question.
Yeah, I didn't give you the question. I'm more of a stickler for the rules in this for our audience. Matt told me the question last time. I don't tell him. I don't tell him what the question is.
Oh, I wish I'd known that. I would have left you in the dark. Okay. Oh, well, okay. All right. I didn't realise that was the question when I gave my pessimistic answer earlier.
Well, I heard the pessimism I heard was that you don't reckon we're going to be able to do all these cool things. Not necessarily just with space, but, you know, I said, if we were just stopping to beat our chests and be a general annoyance to each other, what we could accomplish in this world. And I think what we've spoken about before is that generally humanity could do fucking great things. Real great, bloody great things. But we find ourselves in a time where it's more important to individuals to, you know,
be stupid.
Yeah. I mean, just before this, I was watching. I was watching a new challenge. So, you know, we get various challenges: ice bucket challenges, Tide Pod challenges.
The Tide Pod. Yeah. Okay.
Now I've seen the silly salmon challenge.
What is that?
It's where you just jump into bodies of water, but these people were jumping off bridges into bodies of water. This is dumb.
Oh God!
This is stupid. Someone's going to end up in a silly wheelchair.
There was a challenge where people set themselves on fire. Did you see that?
No,
I think that was just called. That was the fire challenge, I believe, and people set themselves on fire.
I mean, this seems really counterproductive, doesn't it?
It's the biggest argument for Darwinism, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. So this.
Hey guys, you know what would be a really good idea? Setting yourself on fire.
Exactly.
Then jump off a bridge. Then eat a Tide Pod.
Yeah.
it's yeah.
So while
But
we are
yeah.
capable of incredible things, we're at a juncture in our civilization where we do dumb shit and argue at each other on social networking sites.
Indeed.
So are we ever gonna get to the stars again? Oh well, not even to the stars. Forget that. That's an order of magnitude higher than where we're going.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, to the stars, yeah, sure.
Are we going back, Matt? And should we?
Oh well, that's a different question entirely. Okay, so my dad has recently visited Japan, and we went to a bunch of museums, and two of the museums we went to were the Museum of Science Innovation, Science and Innovation, and the 10Q Space Museum.
Okay.
And I look at all the stuff they're doing, and I'm just like, absolutely, we're going to get there. Absolutely. Like they're like some of the stuff that they're sorting out. Well, they look at some of the methods they're putting into place to sort out the climate and space travel and things like that. You've got to say, yes, we will. Absolutely, we will. Should we? Yes. Yeah. Absolutely, yes. Part of the reason why we are so kind of dumb at the moment is that we're so self-centered as a species, and we need something bigger than ourselves. And nothing is bigger than infinity, and space is essentially, well, I don't know it's infinite, but it's the closest thing to infinite that I can think of.
It's really bloody big, isn't it, Matt?
Space is rather large.
It's bloody big.
So I hear.
Yeah.
So I hear. So it's just a case of the practicality is the issue I think we have at the moment, and depending on which government is in place, funding it. You know, I mean, there's the minutiae. Although the fact that it's in private hands is more encouraging to me, because they're not going to be on the whim of a bunch of senators who ultimately are only interested in themselves.
Will stakeholders not just be a different name for senators?
Well, probably, yes, probably. But I would imagine that if a company is, stakeholders aren't necessarily going to change every 4 to 8 years.
Yeah.
So there's more of a sort of united vision between stakeholders than in a government, let's say. So yeah, I absolutely think, like the fact that I saw an image, because Elon Musk is talking about sending 100 people, I believe, to Mars.
Okay.
On a starship.
One-way trip.
And I've seen the. Well, this is the thing. He was talking about return tickets, and I'm like, what? How? What? Yeah. Initially, it would have to be a one-way ticket. I can't imagine. But he was talking. But I tell you what, the prices, right? The prices were not. I mean, they were expensive. Obviously, you're going into space to Mars. But I would have expected them to be way higher. Than. I mean, they started out at $500,000.
Okay. Is that for economy?
Which is
super economy.
I don't know if they have a. I don't know if that's going to be a thing.
Entertainment.
You get the basic in-flight meals.
Yeah.
For your 1.5 year trip to Mars.
Fucking just gruel for 18 months.
Yeah, freeze-dried shit. Yeah, freeze-dried.
Eat this slop, you poor motherfuckers.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, slop that's floating around the cabin, and you have to like float around and like go after it like Pac-Man. It's all freeze-dried, man. This is the thing they had at 10Q. They had like a bunch of space food and it was all freeze dried, and it was like freeze dried curry, freeze dried cheesecake, freeze dried.
I've had freeze dried ice cream.
I've had freeze dried ice cream as well. It's not bad.
It was odd, but I wouldn't turn away from it on an 18-month trip to Mars.
No, absolutely. I wouldn't describe it as ice cream necessarily, because it was just like a cube.
Yeah, I describe
a very dry cube.
I describe it as a strawberry taste block.
Edible dice, I would describe it as.
Are you going to eat your taste block? Yeah, it's strawberry. What one have you got? Vanilla. Well, I'm going to keep my strawberry. Get away from my taste block, you fucking...
I just want to lick the taste block. No. No. Go bother Captain Kirk.
Go bother Johnson. He doesn't like his taste blocks.
He's got mint choc. That's your favourite. The mint choc block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so
absolutely.
When do you reckon we're going to get there, though, Matt? Because we're all jumping off bridges and burning ourselves at the moment.
Oh, God knows.
And calling each other Nazis or gammon, you know? We're name calling on social media.
Or gammon?
Yeah, gammon. You not heard this one?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
So on the right, you've got the snowflake, haven't you? Or a libtard.
And the NPC, yes.
Yeah. All of that. And then, from what I've seen so far, this seems to be a left-leaning slur towards the right.
I see.
And it's gammon. Okay. So gammon comes from pig, doesn't it? Comes from pigs.
So I'm told.
Yeah. So gammon is a red-faced old white man. Because he's red-faced because he's cross and he's angry, so he gets his blood capillaries like burst on his cheeks and he's really cross. So that's one from their side. I see quite a lot.
That sounds like a racial slur more than a political slur.
Yeah, and I think we kind of blur the lines now, don't we? It's just to name call now, isn't it?
I don't know, man. Man.
I'm not saying I agree with this at all, but what I'm saying is just in social media platforms where we argue, we just like to call people names, and sort of meanings of words kind of go out the window. As for the Nazis, for example, people are called Nazis.
Well, yeah.
They're not actually Nazis, are they? Because obviously they're not.
No, absolutely. That one's like disturbing to me. Gammon. Yeah. More so than Nazi, weirdly, because that is 100% a racial slur.
I think they're both equally terrible, really.
Well, there are a few that are quite racially charged, aren't they? Uncle Tom is another one.
I've not heard Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom is what liberal black people call conservative black people.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And house N-word as well.
Oh, come on.
Porch monkey, things like that.
Jesus Christ.
Because they all have to think the same way.
Yeah.
We are a hive.
Yeah.
We are the Borg.
Yeah. God, that's what it fucking feels like, doesn't it?
Yes.
I've never thought of it that way.
Conform to the group.
We're the fucking Borg from the next generation.
Did you see? We're about to step way away from Mars. I was about to jump off the cliff, but
you go for it. That's literally our modus operandi in this podcast.
Well, you saw what happened with Kanye West.
No,
the second he started the second he started saying that he liked Trump. And Kanye West, I think he was doing it for attention, because that's Kanye West's kind of MO.
That's his number one rule: get attention.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The second he started saying that he liked Trump, people just like leapt on him. It was crazy. The second he starts thinking not in the way that he is quote unquote expected to think, he gets leapt upon. So we're in that environment right now where you can't think differently. That's only going to get worse. It's going to take. It is genuine. We have to, before that reaches its zenith, we have to get off Earth, basically.
Okay.
I don't
sounds
know
like
when
it's
that's
going to get
reach
to that
its zenith. I think it's going to be quite soon.
I would say it's probably going to get there sooner than we get to Mars.
Yes. Oh,
So,
no, absolutely.
So what you're saying is, Matt, is we're fucked.
If we don't wake up, yes, absolutely.
And this is exactly why I'm watching cult documentaries on Netflix and eating crisps instead of looking at news articles where North Korea is setting off another rocket. You see?
Yeah.
This is why. This is why I'm doing it.
Why you're ignoring the news. Yeah. I think I need to do that. I think I need to ignore the news a little bit more.
Because I did that last year, 2018. I didn't read the news at all. I didn't read the news.
No wonder you seem so much happier than me.
Honestly, so
2018 was a bad news year, man.
Yeah, but I mean, even so was the one before that, and the one before that. Like the world seems to have just got a bit nuts, you know. Like
true.
if we're like in this simulation, if you like, you've got the simulation theory, haven't you? That we're sort of this ancestor simulation where we're just, you know, the Sims in high def. And it just seems like the kid who's playing it has just gone, I'm going to build walls around this sim, put ovens in there, and watch him die. You know, I'm going to put him in the swimming pool and take the ladders out. That seems like what he's done.
That's exactly how it seems.
And we're
I'm going to move lots of people into this house, and then I'm going to take the door.
I'm going to take the
doors watch them out. All go insane.
I'm going to take the doors away so they piss themselves and can't clean it up, and they keep crying and keep speaking in Simoleon, and then watch them all perish. That seems like what it's happened in like the last 5 years.
Yeah. And one by one, I'm going to remove the utilities.
Yeah.
First the chairs, then the microwave, then the shower.
Then I'm going to keep waking them up when they fall asleep because they're so fucking tired.
Finally, the toilet goes.
Yeah, and that's when they have to sleep in their own piss. That seems like what's happened, right? So this was 2017 for me. I'm like, I feel like there's some kid playing The Sims, and I'm in The Sims, and he's just taking away all the fucking doors. And all I keep getting is from the news that he's taking away the fucking doors. He's put you in the swimming pool, and he's taking away the ladder. I was like, no, fuck it. I don't want this anymore. I'm going away from the news. So I did. And then I basically found out kind of what was happening by social media networks. Occasionally.
That's the worst way to find out things.
But I wasn't even reading the news. I just see occasionally that something had happened. Oh, someone's died. Oh, this thing's happened. I didn't look into the news article because there's going to be a slant. There's going to be someone saying that this is good or this is bad. I just saw the headline and went, okay. And then rather than going into the comments and going, this is stupid, I just went, I'm going to get on with my day now. And then walked off. And I think largely it was a good thing for me to do. I can't be on the news anymore.
I think partly I should do that, but partly it's like I need to be, while I'm writing, I need to be a little bit plugged into these things.
Okay.
Because it's all knowledge, and it's all knowledge of how things operate and how they function, and how things can devolve. Particularly that last one, actually. Yeah. I'm writing my third in the fantasy series at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm literally at the moment I'm just detailing out the plan for the rest of the book, and it's all about sort of society devolving, and about all about shades of grey and how
many shades?
Oh, infinite shades of grey.
Are you sure not 50? Matt just looks very upset with me.
I'm incredibly upset. Incredibly upset. I'm gonna have to start playing the blues again.
You play the blues.
That's how much you've upset me.
Yeah. Anyway, back to this news experiment that I was doing. So now what I do, I won't obviously completely switch myself off from the news. If it's there, I'll read it, but I won't go out of my way to go and see the news every day. And partly what I'll do, if there's a story that interests me, rather than reading that article, I will find someone who's probably more, who's already reading that news. A lot of the time when I'll see my friends, like I'll see you, Matt, for example, and I'll go, Matt, I saw this thing. What's that about?
Yeah.
While you will have some kind of bias towards that news, I don't imagine you're going to try and do that as a friend of mine to try and sway my thinking. You're just going to tell me it as a friend, and that's
what I try and do.
Yeah.
What I try and do is I try and be unbiased when you ask me about these things. Like I try and look at it from the perspective of what is actually true here.
Yeah.
What is it? What is the narrative, and what is actually happening? And that's obviously through my lens, so it's kind of subjective, which is. But I like to think that my lens is probably not. But I'd like to think that it's a little bit more refined than that. I like to think that I'm not just being taken in by the loudest voice.
And I would expect and I would hope that as a friend of mine, you wouldn't have an agenda by explaining what that news story is to me.
No, absolutely not.
Exactly. And this is how I get my news now, ladies and gentlemen. I'll read a headline. I won't read the actual news story. I'll just go and ask a friend who probably knows more about it than I do. So I use Matt for politics. What else do I do? There's any business things. I'll talk to someone who's got their own business or, something like that. Sport, I don't care about, so I don't need to look at that.
I love how I'm your political correspondent.
Well, it's because all of your stories are, they've got all of these sort of machinations in them. So through your research and everything like that, you're going to be sort of plugged into that more than I am. So I just use that. I just use people, Matt. That's what I do.
I'm your Andrew Marr. You use me as your Andrew Marr.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's what I do with news now.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
I can't be asked to read it anymore. So I would rather ask my friends, who I imagine, while biased in some way, wouldn't be trying to sell me on something, Yeah.
Not biased in a malicious way.
Yeah.
At least not towards you.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, talking of kind of current, what I was watching just prior to us starting this stream was a video about Martian nationalism.
What?
It's like, should we be worried about Martian nationalism? This is why I was a bit pessimistic, because we're virtue signaling against a people who don't exist yet on a planet we haven't even set foot on.
So to get my understanding of this, Martian nationalism would be, once we've got up there, we've started a colony on Mars, that we become patriotic towards our ball of dirt, as compared to another ball of dirt, i.e. Earth.
Yes.
Our ball of dirt is better than your ball of dirt.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, at the beginning, a Martian colony would be very dependent on Earth.
Oh, of course it would. Yeah.
For supplies and the like. But at a certain point, they would have to become self-sufficient. And either because Earth doesn't get out of its funk and either cuts them off or destroys itself, or because they just get to the place on Mars, innovation gets to a place where they can go, okay,
We're self-sufficient.
We've set ourselves up. We are now self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bit like it was likened to American nationalism a little bit.
Mm.
And honestly, American nationalism is the only nationalism that has any grounds in making any kind of sense to me.
Okay.
Because, I mean, obviously there's removing the sort of colonization stuff and all that, and the Native Americans, removing that from it for a moment. I don't know if it's it's one of the youngest countries.
Yeah.
That has become this global superpower, land of the free, home of the brave.
Yeah.
And there is a lot to be kind of proud about, I think.
Oh, yeah.
True. I mean, they shit the bed on occasion. Who doesn't? But
yeah. I mean, I don't anymore, Matt. If you do, I believe you should probably go and see someone. But
now, nationally,
yeah.
Nationally, we shit the bed on occasion. But I think with Mars, that Mars even more so. Like that, if there's nationalism on Mars, it's because it's well earned, essentially.
Yeah. And I believe there will, of course, we'll go that way. That's how humans work, because of this.
Sure.
That we are we're a competitive species, aren't we?
Absolutely.
We want to be, the fastest, strongest, sexiest motherfucker that there is.
Yeah. Well, what's slightly worrisome, now that I think about it, is the people going to Mars are going to have to be the best of the best in order to survive. They're going to have to be a master race of people, essentially. Yeah. That's slightly worrying when it comes to potential conflict in the future. We are the master race and you are not.
I guess to a degree. I guess
we've been there.
I guess it depends what your aims are at that point, doesn't it?
Well, that's the thing. It's all going to depend on who sets up the colony and who and why it's set up and how that colony evolves over time. Because that's not going to be, obviously, that's not going to be something that happens in the early days because they'll be outnumbered, So, and they'll be very dependent on Earth. But with Earth going the way it is, I don't mean like climate and all that. I mean like just society. Martian society with less people is going to be, with less people, a unified vision, values, like unified values, a purer democracy. It's going to be, objectively speaking, far superior to Earth, to Earth-based societies, just by the virtue of it being smaller and driven in a certain direction. And while Earth sort of slips into stupidity, which is what's kind of happening to it, we're going to have sort of the best and brightest on Mars having babies, raising those babies.
You'd hope.
Well, right. Well, they'll have to.
Don't eat the babies, Mars.
Well, that's the thing. They'll have to.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a case of, over time as well, these people are going to evolve differently because there's less gravity on Mars.
Yeah.
So are they even going to be... I mean, they'll still be human to a degree.
They'll be tall humans. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's a lot to factor in here because again, they're going to look different, right?
Yeah. So eventually you're going to have like this Homo Martius.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Homo Don't Martius. Use it. I'm using it in my book.
Okay. But you saw my eyes light up there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, no, I mean, this is what I've been writing about at the moment because you know that I've been trying to write a book for fucking ages about like space, which came out of a role play game that we used to play as friends. It used to be a fantasy. You guys wanted me to write a sci-fi one. I thought I can do that with this system. Decided that I needed to make another set of rules for the game, and 5 years down the line, I'm only just starting to complete it. But behind that has always been this sci-fi idea, and rather than making it sort of galactic in scale like we've seen from like Mass Effect and Star Wars and things like that, I thought I'd like to make it a bit more closer to home in regards to being a solar system thing. And then I've been thinking these exact same things actually, and without reading the news, this is very interesting. That you're definitely going to have a split between Earth and Mars when it comes to that. Whether or not Earth's going to be in my book is another thing. I think that's going to be a whole other issue. But between the places that are colonized in our solar system, over time, you're going to have different types of human. You're going to have a different species of human eventually. Yeah. Because they're going to evolve they're going to be born under different circumstances and different, variables in our world. And if evolution is, what happens, which we know it is, then people are going to, while sometimes it takes time, it can happen rapidly. I saw.
Dude, look at dogs, man. Look at how many different varieties of dog there are.
Exactly, and I read
that's come out through breeding and through what they're used for. Essentially,
I saw an article a couple of months back where they'd found a markedly different species of dolphin in the Amazon that had evolved to just be blind because they didn't need their eyes anymore because it's so murky.
In the Amazon?
Yeah, it was in the Amazon River, I believe. I'll track it down.
Was it like deep or something?
No, it was in a river. I'm going to type in new species of river dolphin.
Fascinating. Well, I would say because they have echolocation, don't they, dolphins?
Okay, yeah. So here it is. First new species of river dolphin discovered in a century. This is in National Geographic. It wasn't a couple of months ago. It came out 5 years ago. But 5 years ago, we found a new species of dolphin that had. It was proposed new species in Brazil. Sorry, a suspected new river dolphin species has emerged in Brazil, and scientists warn that it's highly endangered. River dolphins, also known as botos or botos, are among the rarest and most endangered dolphins in the world. 3 of the 4 known species are listed as threatened by the IUCN, and then they found a whole other species.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How can it be threatened if we've only just found out it exists?
Because there's probably not a lot of them. I think it works on how many you've got for a population to survive.
Okay.
I think we spoke about it. It might have been last week or the week before when we were talking about that minimum viable number for humanity.
Oh, week before,
and it's something like 1,200 humans is our minimum viable population number. So I imagine if you get closer to that minimum viable population number, I guess that's when you're starting to talk about endangered and threatened and things like that.
Right.
But yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say with this example is that while evolution happens over a long space of time, it can also happen very instantly due to external factors that require us to evolve quickly, which I imagine would happen when we start colonizing the solar system.
Well, there's a reason why people in China are shorter than people from Britain, right? For the most part.
I would imagine so.
It's partly because of diet, partly because of the environment. People are just naturally smaller. So yeah, absolutely. It can change on a dime. So, which raises the question of what's it going to be like because from Mars we'd have to go to probably the asteroid belt, to the moons of Jupiter, to the moons of Saturn. People are talking about Venus.
This is where I can give some of my research. I'm going to find
People are talking about Mercury.
Yep.
Mercury as well.
So I did some research on this for the book. Not my Gmail. I need documents. So
Yeah.
The Mercury thing is viable. I think there's like 2 different ways you can do it. You dig into Mercury and make like little cave people.
Sure.
So you got what they called in the time machine. You had the Eloi, and you had
oh fuck yeah, the Eloi and the starts with an M.
Morlocks. There we are. So we'll have Mercurian Morlocks. Then you'll have like sky people in Venus, because Venus down below is just the gravity's fucked. It's all poisonous. But they were talking
we can harvest the clouds essentially.
Yeah, and we could live in the clouds as well. We'd have like sky cities in the clouds. They were proposed. So you'd have sky people on Venus, Morlocks on Mercury, and then shit tons of moons. And they're all going to be in a different way. Though these people eventually are going to be completely different to what we're, to you or I.
Yeah.
Well, to an extent, not completely different. We're still going to have 2 eyes, 2 ears, a mouth, and a nose, I would imagine, unless, of course, we don't need to hear or smell or whatever.
Are they taller in?
Sorry,
with that.
Go again.
Are people from Mars taller in the Expanse? Because they deal with that stuff, don't they?
In the Expanse, it's it's not really Mars, I don't think, because they're still born in quotes the gravity well. The people who are taller are the Belters, who live in the asteroid belt, because they've had artificially spun space stations. But they're still at like a small amount of G, so they grow taller.
Okay, right. I'm with you.
I can't find my research on the rest of them, but there are a shit ton of places that we can colonize.
Well, there's plenty of things. See, Mars is a hostile environment, even not even factoring in the fact that you can't breathe the air. Like, that's already an issue. Not even factoring in the fact that you can't grow anything. I mean, I think, well, maybe you could, but I don't know. Because they found mushrooms. They found what they think are mushrooms on Mars.
Interesting.
So something could potentially grow, but they don't know if they're mushrooms, and they don't know. NASA is the they here. They don't know if they're mushrooms or stones or whatever, but they're like perfectly round, perfectly circular, and it looks like they're emitting spores. So something potentially could grow on Mars.
Ooh.
So let's factor. But we don't know what and if it would be edible. So let's take those 2 factors out of it for a second.
Yeah.
There are planet-wide sandstorms on Mars.
Yeah.
And they're not infrequent.
Yeah.
Like, there have been, since 2000, there have been 7 or 8 of them. One of them was entirely planet-wide, and it destroyed one of the rovers that's there.
Oh, Jesus.
So that's something to think about.
That's something to factor in with that. That's something to factor in.
How are we going to deal with that? Which puts things back a little bit, because you've got to. It's no good sending 100 people to Mars, having them land, having them start to set up a colony, and then have them all wiped out by a sandstorm.
Yeah, that's poor planning, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, to say the least. It's poor planning. So we've got to prototype all of that technology first, which would be I suppose in the deserts of Earth. We've got to go back to the moon.
Yeah.
As well, I think. We've got to go back to the moon.
Yeah.
If anything, if anything, just to shut up the people who think it's a fucking hoax.
Yeah, and also, you know, for like refueling.
For refueling and for slingshot as well. Slingshot will be a big thing.
Yeah.
That'll reduce potentially the amount of fuel needed to actually go to the moon. If you can use, although I don't know. I'm not. We're not authorities on these things.
No.
So it's how much fuel would you need to get into lunar orbit and then escape lunar orbit?
Because that's an easier one to escape, isn't it? Obviously.
Yes.
Like, what's it called? Velocity, escape velocity.
Yes.
Is a shit ton easier on the moon because you know, basically no gravity, microgravity.
Yeah, way less gravity, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember how much, but it's not no gravity. I know that.
No.
It's points? Oh, pardon me. It's 0.6, I believe.
Okay. Well, I mean, technically, there's never no gravity, is there? There's always microgravity. 0G is not a thing because gravity goes on. No, gravity goes on for fucking ages, and that's why they want it. That's why they want to use it for like detecting big things. Like that's why you've got the gravitational wave like telescopes, because it's always microgravity. There's no such thing as 0G, because no matter how far away a massive object is, it will have some, most of the time, trace effect on things.
Right.
But it's still going to have a thing. So yeah, whenever you hear 0G in sci-fi, that's bullshit. That's a bullshit
colloquial.
thing. Yeah.
It's colloquial.
It's shorthand. It's shorthand for microgravity of 0.00007 Gs. You know?
Yeah. It's shorthand for we can't walk, so we're just going to call it 0G.
Yeah, exactly. Fun fact there.
Okay. Right. Right. Well, yeah, we need to sort this out. I think we have spoken about it in the past that getting off Earth is the best thing we can do.
So actually, going back to what you said, that we need something to unify us, and that's how we stop all of this bickering and jumping off bridges and setting ourselves on fire and eating laundry detergent.
Yeah.
We need something to unify us. So
something undeniable.
I mean, just to play devil's advocate here, we get onto the moon, we get onto Mars, we make colonies, and we're there, and we have things that unify us now. We become global populations in that respect, where we have this singular vision behind us.
Okay.
Then surely we're going to be still arguing on space Twitter between the Earthies and the Martians.
Sure. Yeah, sure. I don't think that will be. That's far in the future, though.
Yeah. So we'll be arguing.
We're not going to be worrying about that for many decades.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Like when they were talking about a rise, when the people in this video were talking about a rise in nationalism, things like that, and what are the problems going to be, and all that. I was like, well, they're going to come. There will be problems. I mean, we're under no delusions about space travel, particularly seeing as the Hollywood propaganda surrounding space travel is, it's dangerous, don't do it, everyone dies.
Yeah.
It's like we're under no delusions that it's going to be dangerous. I don't think anyone's under any delusions. And there's going to be unknown factors. But we got to do it. We have to do it.
What's big enough to unify us then? Because that won't even getting to Mars. That's not going to unify the entire human race.
I think the achievement will. I think the achievement will for a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
For I mean, and I don't know how long that bit would be.
This is what concerns me. We'll get behind something, and then we kind of just forget that as humans, we kind of just forget things.
Mm.
Real life
Also,
gets in the way.
If we get behind it and it all goes tits up as
Yeah.
well, that's the other thing.
Hmm.
Which, I mean, 50-50, it'll go tits up, I would say.
Yeah.
So many, I mean, and that's generous, like
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Because this is the thing. I'm talking about a unifying thing, but this is essentially dividing.
Mm.
We're dividing.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate elitism.
Mm.
We're dividing the elite and sending them off the planet.
Yeah.
Which
that sounds like bad planning as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it sounds very. It sounds like that's going to breed resentment, particularly if Earth becomes the cesspool we are frightened it will become.
Mm. So we need to get our super economy tickets on that flight, then, don't we?
Yep.
We need our taste blocks. We need to be there with Johnson eating his mint choc taste block, and we need to be getting on that flight to Mars.
Well, there's another point then, because you can buy tickets.
Would you go
to Mars?
Yeah. And would you stay there?
It's a return ticket. But I don't know how the fuck we're going to get back.
What if it wasn't? You're one of the brave few that is set to. You're going out there. You're part of the culture mission that's going out there.
Okay.
And you're not coming back.
Oh man.
I should have started with that question, shouldn't I?
On the one hand, that would have been a fucking great question. But we've asked it now. That's a great question.
Mm.
On the one hand, yes, I couldn't pass that up.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, I would miss my dog.
Mm.
So, and I'd miss my family as well, obviously.
Yeah.
But I can Skype my family, and I can't Skype my dog. Yeah. So you'd miss creature comforts, but again, the whole bigger than yourself thing.
Yeah.
The pull of that for someone who was raised on Star Trek.
Yeah.
And who is essentially a dreamer. Because I mean that's what writers are, man. We dream and then we write the dream down, and people hopefully like it and buy it.
Yeah.
I don't think I could pass it up.
No. I'm in the same boat. If someone put me on there saying you're one of the brave few, I don't have to do any of the science stuff. I just got to be a creative person who can chronicle and invent culture for Mars. I'd be.
So here's another point then. Here's another point, right? Tickets are being sold.
Sorry,
so we're selling tickets.
Yeah.
I say we. Elon Musk is selling tickets.
Yeah.
For Mars.
Uh-huh.
Which means that the people who are going to go are going to be of a certain level of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
How do we know then they're going to be the best and brightest?
Yeah.
They would have to undergo testing. They would have to undergo rigorous physical and mental testing.
Yeah.
In order to go, because there's no way. The last thing you need on a colony, millions of miles away,
is someone going nuts.
Someone going nuts, or someone making a power play.
Yeah.
Or someone. And it sounds very kind of, it sounds very authoritarian, but it would almost, it's like village, it's like a village. You know? It's going to be a village where everyone knows each other. Mm-hmm. Everyone's going to have to get on, or at least be able to talk through their problems. So, but how do you deny someone? But do you deny someone who buys a ticket? Or do you not allow them to buy the ticket until they've gone through all the testing?
I guess with the ticket issue, That's the return journey. So this is a business. This is a tourism business. So
okay.
really, as long as they're not a flight risk, or in this case, I guess it would be like a mission risk. If they're not a mission risk, then you let them go. But you're not, when you set up that colony, it's not going to be a ticket system for that, is it?
Oh, no, that's true.
You know, if you're setting up that colony, then it's not that you get to decide if you want to go or not. It's the decision would come when someone has asked you and you decide whether you want to take them up on that offer or not.
Okay.
I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. It is going to be a very odd. I imagine it would be idyllic. Because there would be, any conflict would have to be resolved quickly and amicably. So you'd need like a master negotiator to go there.
A master debater.
A master debater. Exactly. You'd need it would be the ultimate getting away from it all. Because you'd see the fruits of your labor. I mean, it would be incredible. I would absolutely not pass that up.
You're talking yourself into it now, aren't you, Matt?
I'm talking myself into it. I want to go to Mars, Lee.
Let's just go to Mars.
Let's go to Mars, yeah.
So
that's my next trip out. I've done Japan, now we're doing Mars.
Yeah. So I have a theory.
Okay.
Elon Musk is a supervillain. Right.
Okay.
He's really clever. He's really intelligent. He's trying to build a base on Mars or the moon. You know, we've seen that before. We've seen space bases before. He's digging an underground layer in California with his boring hole company, the Boring Company.
Yeah.
He's got all of these like cars that drive themselves. I say we get behind Elon Musk. I say we buy a Tesla to show our fealty towards him, and then we get to go to Mars. I reckon
we become henchmen to.
Hopefully we're not the
his Dr. Evil
or the what are they called? What are they called in sci-fi? You know, the guys that go on the missions and get just blatted.
Red shirts.
Red shirts. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as long as we're not in security.
Yeah.
We should, in theory, be fine.
Yeah.
I definitely would not be in security.
And you think I
would? Although I do. Well, I have. Well, we can both. Here's the thing: we can both shoot. We've proven this. We both know some martial arts. We might be pressed into service and put and stuffed in a red jumper. There is a possibility.
Can we be conscientious objectors?
I don't know if that's a thing.
That's not a thing.
I don't know if that's going to be a thing.
With supervillains, you can't be a conscientious objector to security.
No, I think that a supervillain would be like, okay, and then he'd have a seat on my sofa, and then he would press a thing, and the sofa would go
down into the shark pit.
Down into the shark pit. Sharks with laser beams attached to their heads.
Yeah.
And lava in their mouths.
Lava in their mouths.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch the space. I think he might be a supervillain.
You never know. He's moving the master race to Mars.
He's making big moves for his plan.
He's basically have you seen Moonraker? He's basically the guy from Moonraker.
This is exactly what I'm saying. Or Dr. Evil from Austin Powers 2. When he builds the moon base.
Is that what he did?
He builds a moon base.
He does it, but he does that for the laser.
Oh, that's number 3, isn't it? That's number 3 with Beyonce in it, I believe.
No, it's 2. Here's the volcano layer in 3.
Okay.
I know my Austin Powers.
The question next week: which was the best Austin Powers film?
Oh. Oh yes. Oh yes.
I rewatched number 2, and didn't enjoy it as much as I used to.
I feel like those movies maybe haven't aged super well,
No, they are a bit dated now.
or they skew younger.
Yeah.
Although, like, I don't know if they do skew younger because there's a lot of like fucking and drinking shit jokes in it.
Yeah. Oh, there is the drinking poo jokes, isn't there? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there is a drinking poo joke.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought about this as well because I've been on a bit of a James Bond kick, and I was like, I wonder if those movies have aged as well as I think they have. Because I have very fond memories of all 3, but
yeah,
I don't know. I almost don't want to ruin it for myself.
Yeah, I'd just keep that nostalgia, Matt. Really, if I was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in an age where all of the things we love, where all of the franchises we love are getting set on fire.
Yeah.
I'm getting black-pilled on art, man. I'm getting black-pilled on TV.
Are you?
After Game of Thrones.
Oh, we're talking
Game
about
of Thrones. Game of Thrones is.
This is your 5-second warning, everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler warning imminent. What are we talking about?
It sucks, Lee.
I'm still enjoying it, man. I'm still enjoying it. Sansa's going to sit on the Iron Throne, I reckon.
Maybe. I don't know, man. She's more a little thing. She's more of a little finger. She'll be behind the scenes.
She's set wheels in motion that she's going to be the only fucker left, Matt.
But the point of it, well, the point of Game of Thrones is where is the real power? So it's not on the throne.
No.
So I don't think she'll be on the throne because the throne that's where people are aiming all the arrows. I think she's going to be in the background.
Okay.
She's the new little finger, man. New little finger.
Who do you reckon's going to sit there then?
Fuck knows. Honestly, I don't even know why they're bothering.
Yeah.
Like I'm at that point where it's like for the last how long? Oh, I'm gonna rant. Jesus, I'm gonna rant.
Rant alert in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Why on earth are they? Why do they give a shit about the Iron Throne when for the last like 4 or 5 seasons? You know what? No, bollocks. Since the start of the show, the point of the show has been, doesn't fucking matter who sits on the Iron Throne, because there's a bigger threat coming from the north.
Yeah.
Now they've just destroyed that threat halfway through this season.
Uh-huh.
So now we're back to, like I thought to myself, right, this episode 4.
Yep.
I really, when it started, I was like, oh, I like this. Because it's like, okay, we've like, I had to put episode 3 out of my mind. Because episode 3, it's gotten worse over time. It's aged like meats you've left out. Like it's gotten worse for me.
Yeah.
So episode 4, when it started out with like the funeral and the party, I was like, okay, because it's like it's like it's going somewhere that not much fiction does, where it's like we've beat this big thing, we've defeated the evil. Now what? And that is an interesting question. Now what?
Yeah.
They're answering that question in the dumbest way they could possibly answer it.
Yep.
All the characters are acting like morons.
Uh-huh.
They are resetting they're resetting all their character development. And I don't like
with who? Give me an example. I don't think I agree with that.
Jamie Lannister.
Nah, his isn't finished. His arc hasn't finished yet. No.
His arc, right? No, well, it hasn't finished yet.
No.
But it was going to a place.
Where was it going?
And it was going to a place where he was becoming an honourable man.
And this is why he'll kill Cersei. This is why.
I don't think he will, man.
He's not gone back to help her. He's gone back to kill her, I reckon. That's my bet. I've got shit tons of bets for the next 2 episodes. So
it would be nice. It would be nice if he did that, but I don't know if they're that smart. I think. You know what I think it is? I think they've rushed it. I think they've decided for some fucking reason, I don't know why, that this season and the last season weren't going to be 10 episodes. They were going to be 7 and 6. I don't know why they did that. There's probably a reason. I don't know what the reason was. But it means they're rushing everything. So all of these decisions could have been better thought out and better implemented.
Yep.
And they haven't been. They've just been half-assed. And there's the whole thing of subverting expectations, which we touched on last time, which is now a thing, which is now just a thing. Like that's like, even though arguably it was a disaster when it was first implemented, it's now a thing. It's now a thing that is in art, and it's not going away. Yeah. So, like the Arya decision was, they didn't make. That's not what he had in mind. They planned that out 3 years ago. They decided we're going to have Arya kill the Night King.
Oh yeah, it was ages ago, wasn't it?
Right, but that's not right. 3 years ago is not when they started the series, and it's not when he started writing the books. So, in terms of the fiction, that's a last-minute change.
Yeah.
For the sake of, we want to surprise
but at the point
people.
where, I mean, really. So I have a different view on sort of adaptations and things like that, and I think it's one that's an unpopular opinion with it.
Okay.
So people always get pissed off when they watch one of their favorite books or something like that get turned into a TV show or a movie, and they're like, they haven't done this thing, they've missed out this bit, they've missed out that bit. I think they kind of should.
Okay.
Because at the point where it becomes an adaptation, it becomes a different art form, it becomes a different media source for a story.
Okay.
And it upsets people a lot when they see their thing not go down the path that they think it should. And I don't think it has to,
Okay. Well, I agree with that. I mean, I agree with that to the extent that Game of Thrones already has changed things, and that's not a massive issue. The Walking Dead changed a bunch of things.
They did, didn't they? Yeah.
They changed a whole lot of stuff. And to be honest, I was completely with it until they fucked it up. It wasn't anything to do with the source material necessarily. It was to do with how they executed, how they basically played the audience and how they executed certain things. And that I disagreed with fundamentally. So I stopped watching. I'm okay with them changing things. I'm okay with the story going in a different direction. I'm not okay with them subverting the entire narrative for the sake of that. I'm especially not okay with them not doing it. I'm especially not okay with them doing it and not planning ahead. Because they didn't. They planned this. I'm not saying this wasn't planned ahead. It was planned ahead 3 years in advance. But if you're going to do this, you need to know the ending. Tip for anyone writing or creating anything, absolutely anything. It can be an essay, it can be a story, it can be whatever. Have a start and have an end. Know where you're going.
Yeah.
Don't meander. Know exactly where you're going, because if you don't know where you're going, you get unsatisfying nonsense.
Yeah.
like the Walking Dead comic now. I don't know if he has an ending in mind, because that's the whole thing with the Walking Dead is it's essentially a soap opera.
Yeah,
it just carries on and on and on and on and on and on and on. There is no end.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit different. I don't know how they're going to end the show, because they can't carry that on with the show. Surely.
No.
It's an expensive show and no one's going to care in a few years, I would guarantee. So,
yeah.
I've lost my train of thought. This is what happens when I rant. I bounce around.
So you're saying with Game of Thrones that they didn't have an ending in mind and they botched it?
Well, what they've done is pretty much, yeah. I think what happened is they've broken from the source material now, because it's not been written yet.
Yeah.
And George Martin told them how it ends. So they have a destination in mind, and how they get there is up to them, pretty much. So it's not an adaptation anymore.
Yeah.
Is my point.
Yeah.
It's now it's their own thing.
Yeah.
And how they're doing it is really sort of nonsensy, because it's all originated from the same work.
So here's my thought on it. This is where we disagree, because I am still thoroughly enjoying the Game of Thrones. I haven't read the book as well.
Well, I mean, currently there is no book.
Yeah, I haven't read any of the books. I haven't read any of them.
Okay.
I will. I think I will. I think they're quite good.
Sure.
I would imagine. Anyway,
Sure.
so when so George, I didn't know that GRRM, Gurram, I didn't know that Gurram had told them the ending. Which is interesting, because I imagine he would have told them the ending. This would be my thought as an author, to tell them the ending. If they're getting ahead of me, I'd be telling them the ending to not fucking spoil my ending.
How do you? How do you mean?
So I'm George R.R. Martin. You're the showrunners.
Sure.
And I go, right, look, this is how it's going to go. John is going to, he's going to come back to life. That's fine. You can keep that, because that's pretty cool. I think that's good. That's part of the story. Eventually what happens is John ends up on the Iron Throne. Okay. This is a secret, and you're not allowed to tell anyone. Especially, you're not allowed to do this in the last fucking show, because I've still got 2 more books to write, and I don't want you spoiling my piece of work before I finish it, you motherfuckers.
Oh, so you think he okay. Do you think he bullshitted them then?
No, I reckon he would have told them. I reckon he would have told them exactly how it's going to end. Under the proviso that they make it a different art form.
Well, under the proviso that they change it?
Yeah.
They change the ending, or that they...
Absolutely. That they diverge from that story at that point, make it a different form, different art form, a different narrative at that point. Because if this is exactly how the last 2 books are going to go, then there's the point in reading them. I mean, there is a point in reading them to an extent, where we'll see a lot more world building and character building, and it's going to be, it's going to be a longer story for us. There's going to be
it's not how the books are going to go, because they've already diverted.
Yeah.
When they were adapting.
Yeah.
So
so you've still got like Mance Rayder in the books, haven't you? And you've still got
you've got Lady Stoneheart in the books.
Caitlin Stark still in it as Lady Stoneheart and things like that.
Yeah.
And then there's people that have died. There's people who haven't died, which should have died, and things like that. I believe there's been some divergence from the story way before.
There's been some
before, and this is from the original source material as well. That could just be a narrative choice for them. Some
of the characters are entirely different, but this is the thing. That's not necessarily what I'm saying, and it's not necessarily the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah,
I don't mind an adaptation. It's not that it's an adaptation. It's not expectations necessarily. It's shit writing.
Yeah,
that's what's really got me in a tizzy.
Yeah,
is that they've not written it well.
Yeah.
They've written it in a way that's really kind of fucky and stupid. Like it's all style over substance.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. It's all rushed. Like, here's a cool thing they're doing. Here's a thing that I love that they're doing. Because from the book and from the series itself, they're making Daenerys the villain. They're making her like a fucking villain.
She's going to go cray. She's going to go cray and fuck up. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's not making the end. 100% she's not making the end. 100%.
No way. If she ends up on the Iron Throne, then you know that there's some fuckery going on. There's no way.
There's only one way that she can end on the Iron Throne, and that is basically that the Iron Throne becomes useless to them because there is nothing left to rule over at that point. Through her own actions. That's the only way that they can put her on there, that it would be sort of a Pyrrhic victory for her to sit on that throne.
Like, it wouldn't even be that, though.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, they've set her up. This is the thing. This is different to Arya killing the Night King. They've set up that she would be the Mad Queen forever.
For ages, yeah.
For ages and ages, because you've seen her like go through a bunch of shit. You've seen her burn people alive already. You've seen her reacting to hardship. You see how she reacts to hardship. You see that she would not be a good leader. Like you see that in Marine, that she would be a terrible leader because she can't govern a city. How is she going to govern 7 kingdoms?
Yeah.
So putting her on the Iron Throne would be a slap in the face. And that's why, and part of me is like, they wouldn't be stupid enough to put her on the Iron Throne. And they're setting up, I think, that they won't put her on the Iron Throne, but you never know with these two.
I don't believe she's going to be on there. I don't think she's going to be on there. She's not going to make the end of the final episode.
She won't make I don't think she'll make the end of the next episode. I think the next episode is going to be because what they tend to do, they tend to have a big like boom climax.
Yeah.
And then they have an episode where it sort of comes down. And
that's exactly the same for Walking Dead as well. It seems like a very popular thing to do in a series-based drama. Have that big fight, and then there'll be this rebuilding after that.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing, but I don't know, like the point of the Iron Throne. The Iron Throne has never been the point of the show, and they've now made it the point of the show.
Yeah,
and it's like, no, it's not. It's not the point. Who sits on the Iron Throne is irrelevant.
Is that another subversion?
What?
That we're all thinking that it's going towards this, that the Iron Throne is life, #throne life. And then we realise that, oh no, it was Earth all along, sort of thing. And like they've bamboozled us into thinking that that's what they wanted to do, but it wasn't what they wanted to do in the end. Does that make sense?
That would be like a double subversion.
Yeah.
You mean like what they've done is they've gone, the actual point is the Night King. Oh, we've killed him. No, the point's the throne. Haha, lol, JK. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying they're doing?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying that could be a thing.
That's so.
Just from what you've said. Just from what you've said, that could be a way that they would go.
That's so dumb. Not even Ryan Johnson is that stupid.
I don't know who that is.
The director of The Last Jedi.
All right.
who has brought all of this stuff into mainstream.
Yeah.
Who has changed the landscape in a worse way.
Oh, also on space.com, I saw, have I still got it up? Lol, phrasing. That three new Star Wars films have been slated.
Mm-hmm.
With 3 more Star Wars movies announced. Movies starting
with the Game
in 22.
of Thrones people running them.
Is it?
Yes, I think so. if it's the Star Wars movies I'm thinking of.
Disney has announced the schedule for 3 new Star Wars movies starting December 2022. New films arriving December 2024 and 2026.
Well, here's the thing. They have.
Oh yeah.
They
So
have.
it goes. No details have been announced. However, they are not expected to follow. Blah 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 blah. Last Wars, Star Wars, The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson and Game of Thrones executive directors David Benioff and D.B. Weiss have both signed on to create their own series of original Star Wars films, either of which would fit the bill for this new trilogy.
See, no, literally, it's you make shit.
Yeah.
You get applauded for making shit, and you get rewarded for making shit.
Yeah.
This is why I'm essentially black-pilled on art.
Yeah.
At least this kind of art. It's like I don't care.
Yeah.
Like you're killing everything that's meaningful.
Yeah.
And you're doing it for your own. You're doing it for your own sake, basically.
Yeah.
And it's nonsense. And I like to think, honestly, like the only reason I'm even going to bother with the last 2 episodes of Game of Thrones is because, was that me?
I think so.
That is me. Hang on.
No worries.
Pause.
I'll pause us.
It was really weird. She's disappeared.
Okay.
The person ringing my bell has disappeared.
Interesting.
I let her in. It may not have been for me. I don't know. But that's very strange.
Okay. So where were we? Oh yeah, we're talking about you were getting upset that people are being applauded for shit.
that they're destroying everything I love. Yes.
Yeah.
And being rewarded for doing so.
That you've lost your farm, you've lost your kids.
I lost my farm.
Lost my wife.
Lost my wife. Lost my leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting Herscheled, man.
I'm getting Herscheled. Yeah. Gonna lose my head.
It's gonna be fine, Matt. It's gonna be fine. I reckon they'll come back and you're gonna see that it was Earth all along.
Oh, what you mean the Game of Thrones universe?
Yeah.
You're going to see it was Earth all along.
Yeah.
They're going to be walking
literally. Not literally.
Not like Planet of the Apes.
Figuratively.
John and Daenerys are going to walk along the beach and see the Statue of Liberty on its side.
Figuratively, I think that's what's going to happen, Matt.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's all been an allegory.
Oh no, it's all going to be all right in the end.
Okay. Maybe.
It's all right in the end, Matt.
Maybe. The only reason I'm sticking with it is because for 8 seasons, I've been invested in it for 8 seasons, and now, if you're gonna ruin it, now's the time to ruin it. When a lot of people are now just invested in how is this going to end? Oh my god!
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the reaction videos for Game of Thrones.
Nah.
Like the bar reactions.
No.
They are writing the episodes for them.
Right.
For these people who are pissed in a bar, not really hearing the dialogue.
Yeah.
Watching it on a big screen, and when something big happens, they go, "Oh,
yeah,
shit!"
Yeah.
This is the Earth we live on. A bunch of idiots watching shit and applauding it. I'm going to Mars, Lee.
Let's get to Mars.
I'm going to Mars.
Let's get to bloody Mars before it's too late.
It's already too late. It's not already too late. We can change it.
It's not late. Honestly, it's not too late. History is cyclical, isn't it?
We can make Mars anything we want, man.
Yep.
Us and the master race.
Yeah. Me, you, and Elon. We're going to make a brave new world.
Yeah, it'd be me, you, Elon, and a bunch of really beautiful, really intelligent people.
Well,
we're all doing.
That's why we've been invited, Matt. That's why we've been invited. Because we're really intelligent and really beautiful. Anyone who's listening to this podcast knows that we're really intelligent and know what we're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. We've somehow bullshitted our way onto the Mars mission. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make for a good book.
It would. It would. Indeed. Potentially I've got a book in mind. I just don't know how it ends.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I need to work out the ending, and then
No,
maybe
put it out,
it
man.
will.
Put it out.
Yeah, fuck
Just,
it.
just put it out.
Fuck
just
it.
put
Yeah.
it out.
Just steadily make less effort into the writing of it.
Yeah.
And then have it end on a wet fart.
Yeah. That's how the world will end, though, isn't it, Matt? Not with a bang.
With a fart.
Not with a
With
bang,
a wet fart.
but with a wet fart. I'm paraphrasing here, but
it could end with a really loud wet fart.
Yeah.
That'd be like both.
Could you imagine? Our world doesn't end with a bang, but just an emotion that sort of that embodies just, you know, it just that's it. Humanity is wiped from existence with a, you know,
literally wiped.
Yeah, just done
with a baby wipe.
Yeah, just that's it. The kid finally bored with taking away all of the appliances in our Sims house, just turns off his computer and it goes bing bong. And that's it. We done. Start new game.
Meanwhile, we're on Mars, and that's level 2. That's like an expansion pack. That's like the sequel to the game that everyone's playing.
Wouldn't that like absolutely blow your mind? Like if you did something in life, and then all of a sudden, just like reality just pixelates around you, and it just goes level up, and you're like, motherfuckers! I knew it.
Yeah,
you
have to pick your next thing from a skill tree.
Yeah, what would you pick from your skill tree, Matt?
I don't know what's on the skill tree.
You can make up a skill tree. You're in God mode.
Something like one of those perks in the Elder Scrolls where you find more money in chests.
Yeah.
I'll get that, and I'll just start opening chests and opening boxes.
Better loot.
I would. I'd go out. I'd look at a box and I'd shake it, turn it over, and money would fall out.
Yeah.
That's the perk I would take.
I think I'd take bonuses in my Paragon and Renegade tree. For more conversation
so the
options.
Yeah, there's a point. Yeah, one up in your charisma.
Yeah, that's what I'd go for. finding all these secret things out from people.
You get more interrupts.
Yeah.
Get more Paragon and Renegade interrupts.
I can kick more people out of windows.
Someone's talking and suddenly you can kick them out the window.
Yeah. I did that every time.
I
did that every time every time in Mass Effect 2. Kick that motherfucker out the window.
Every time there was an interrupt.
Yeah.
I was like, ding, boop, boop. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Oh, a Paragon one. Okay, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
Something amazing. Yes, he did. The Renegade ones are always brilliant.
Those were cooler, man. I enjoyed those immeasurably more.
Oh, yeah.
The Paragon ones always felt a bit preachy to me.
It's like, listen to me, guys.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Trying to rouse positive emotions in me. Yeah.
I'm Space Jesus. You need to stop fighting right now.
Yeah.
Think of the children. And then they're like, okay.
Whereas Paragon Shepherd, you can kick people out the window and punch them in the face and stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Just made for a more badass story.
Yeah, just headbutt people, kick them out windows.
Yeah.
Set them on fire.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. Always good.
Yeah. And if you have like the great thing is, even if you had a Paragon Shepherd, you can still do those things.
Yeah.
And it's like, my hero has edge.
Yeah. He's an edgelord.
He's an edgelord. He's lovely and he wants peace, but he will kick you out of a window if you fuck around.
I think you've just given me something there, Matt.
Have I?
So Shepherd is an edgelord, right? And we're seeing more and more edgelords trolling each other on the internet. Do you reckon this kid's just fucking spamming Renegade Interrupts? You know, like he's playing through the Trump storyline, and like they're coming to like an agreement on the Iran nuclear deal, and he just goes, "Nah, Renegade," and then just like Trump just goes, "Nah, fuck this," and just takes a ship over there and just starts being rambunctious.
He just tweets like,
yeah. Renegade
Trump,
tweets.
every time Trump takes his phone out, is like, he's like, done.
In the normal game, in the normal storyline of Earth, Trump is just sort of like a B character who just plays on his phone. He plays Candy Crush on his phone. But as this guy's bought the EA DLC, which tells you all of the story rather than just half of it, he's just spamming interrupts. He's trying to get that final achievement.
Oh man. I wonder if he does play Candy Crush. These are the big questions we ask on Big Talk.
Yeah.
Does Trump play Candy Crush?
And we've got there from talking about Mars.
Judging by his Twitter account, I think he literally just has Twitter on his phone.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what are people tweeting about today?
Yeah. And I was thinking the other day, like I quite like going through comment sections on social media, not commenting on them, just watching people argue. It's kind of like watching a car crash, but on a global scale, you know. And I was thinking, like people put a lot of effort into like social media, like being part of communities and certain sort of things on the internet, and that's a bit Trump, isn't it? He's just putting a lot of effort into his social media community, isn't he?
I don't know if he has a social media community necessarily. I think it's just him. There's a community of one.
Yeah. Just
being, you know, it's a community of one, and why would you not follow the president on Twitter if he's active on Twitter?
Yeah. I think that thing's hot. It's just bonkers that you can tweet the president of the United States and call him a wanker or something like that. That's nuts.
You know he doesn't give a shit though.
Yeah.
You know he doesn't look at his replies.
No.
He's just like, whatever. I'm going to tweet this. Oh, people are mad. Of course they are. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, if you looked at his replies, it would literally be, because this is how, like, it would literally just be, he tweets, and then underneath you've got, you're orange, you've got small hands, your hair's fake,
Let's have a look.
And then some people going, oh, I love you, Mr. President, MAGA, hashtag MAGA, hashtag MAGA, hashtag not my president, hashtag MAGA, hashtag not my president, hashtag climate change is real. It'd just be like,
Okay, 6 minutes ago, Matt. So any time that he uses caps, I'm going to shout it, okay?
Okay.
I am pleased to inform you that the big fireworks, after of not having any, are coming back to beautiful Mount Rushmore in South Dakota. Great work at someone and at someone else, hashtag MAGA. Now, he's got 1,500 comments on here. 7,700 people loved it, and 1,900 people have retweeted it.
Okay.
Oh, I need to log in. I haven't used Twitter in ages.
Okay, so here's what you will not see.
Okay.
You will not see any kind of moderation whatsoever.
Yeah.
It will either be, I love this,
Yep.
I hate this.
Okay. Any other things like that? What else? I want like 3 things I will definitely see.
Someone will talk about climate change
Uh-huh.
because fireworks let off carbon into the air.
Okay.
Someone will probably call him a racist.
Yeah.
Expect the word orange.
Okay.
Expect a lot of people saying "Make America Great Again."
Okay.
Expect "Thank you, Mr. Trump." Expect things like that.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go through a few of these. As I did before, I will be shouting things that are in caps.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one, we have a meme of Mount Rushmore with Donald Trump's face on it.
Oh, I forgot memes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the next person says, "Best president ever again."
Okay.
Then we have "God bless." Oh, sorry, that's not shouting. "God bless America."
Okay.
Flag emoji.
Sure.
Then we have, "This is the ultra genius businessman ? No wonder Donald J. Trump is ordering Treasury to refuse congressional demands for his tax documents." What?
What does that have to do with anything?
There's another one where it's just him in front. It's another picture of him in front of some microphones, and there's just a word art over it coming from his mouth that says "lies." Then then someone else says, "You will be impeached by the time the big fireworks around 2020." Then someone says, "Justice."
Is that it?
Yeah, just says "Justice."
For what? For what?
I don't know.
That could be for or against.
And then
that's very nebulous.
Then 2 more. We are me laughing about the $1.17 billion Trump lost in 10 years on his many failed businesses. And then there's the guy from The Office, the big guy from The Office laughing. And then below that, "Best president ever. Thank you, Mr. President. Can't wait to watch."
Ah.
So that's one. I want to do another one. This is fun. I enjoy this. You can see that I haven't been on Twitter in forever. Okay, right. So this was 46 minutes ago.
To be honest, it's not worth it to stay on Twitter. Okay, 46 minutes ago.
Yeah, he wants to impeach because they can't win election. Sad.
Who's he talking about?
This is in response to "Watch! Democrat member of Congress admits he only wants to impeach Donald Trump so that he won't be re-elected." Okay.
Okay.
Right. So a Democrat member of Congress just wants to impeach him so he can't run again. So I imagine that's because he could win again. Right. So
yeah, people are predicting that he might have a landslide victory in 2020.
Oh goodness me!
Which, again, is nuts.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what? Surely, if you had sense, that would be a slam dunk to beat Trump in an election.
Yeah.
If you had any sense.
Yeah.
Like, what does that say about the Democratic Party?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, it is nuts.
Okay, so let me know about this thing.
Right.
We're about to get, I think, more political than the fireworks. This is going to be.
Yeah. So anyway, the person who's at the top of it again is called. I think I thought it was just a meme account, and it does seem that they just do put pictures on his replies. So there's 2 pictures, and it seems like they're with Trump.
Okay.
So then this other guy, who's got a tick next to his name, so he might be a kind of a big deal.
He's anti. He's anti.
Yeah. They don't care about collusion. They know they're going to lose big time in 2020. Their only strategy is impeachment. So I imagine he's on his side. He's on his side.
That's a surprise with a blue check mark.
Because that means you're a deal. That means you're a big deal, doesn't it?
It means
you're
that
a Twitter big deal.
No, it means that Twitter can verify that you are who you are.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I've got a meme. I've got a person, a stick man in a MAGA hat saying the Democrats stole the first 2 years of Trump's presidency. And then there's this other stick man. It's like a 4-panel one. Didn't the Republicans control the government in his first 2 years? And then it comes back to the guy with a MAGA hat with a straight face. And then he has angry eyebrows.
Okay.
I've got another check mark.
Okay.
Why are you blocking the release of your tax returns?
Okay. That one's slightly more relevant to this topic than it was the fireworks.
Yeah. Next check mark. They will never stop the Trump train.
Was that all caps?
That was all caps. And this guy seems to be running for Congress, I imagine.
Oh boy.
Says he is.
What's his name?
Saladino.
Jesus. Saladino. I have no idea.
It might be a parody account. I don't know.
Sounds like a Bond henchman.
Yeah.
Mr. Saladino, please show Mr. Bond out.
Yeah.
And out means to the piranha tank.
Yeah.
And then he gets knocked in the piranha tank.
Yeah.
And James Bond's like, no, I don't want any Saladino with my fish.
Yeah.
Or something. Or a better pun than that.
And then there's just more pictures and more things to read.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean that's just a win. See, that's the most entertaining nonsense on Twitter, probably.
Yeah.
Looking at Trump and looking at the replies to Trump.
Yeah. This is kind of what I do on Facebook. I just read through comment sections. This is like one of my hobbies. It's a dumb hobby, but I still enjoy it. And I also like to read things that are in caps as shouting. It's interesting with Trump though, because what he'll do, it'll just be odd words that he'll do it for. Like in the middle of sentences, like this one. Despite the tremendous success that I've had as president, including perhaps the greatest economy and most successful first 2 years of any president in history, they have stolen 2 years of my, in brackets, our presidency, in brackets, collusion, delusion, that we will never get back.
Oh, that, yeah, okay. I see what they mean now about the stealing.
Yeah.
Okay. It's quite incredible. It's interesting how well his economy is doing.
Yeah.
Numbers are, I suspect, we're about to step into bloody politics. He could be fudging the numbers. Numbers are frequently fudged, but who knows?
Yeah.
I'm not an economist.
This is all very interesting, this Twitter malarkey.
See, it's interesting until you're on it for a bit, and then you realise, like, oh god, I have to get out. I have to get rid of this. But then someone inevitably will call you a Nazi, and you're just like, what? Fuck off.
Then you just need to remember that we're in The Sims, Matt. That's all you need to do. He's got an Instagram as well.
Who, Trump?
Yeah, he's got an Instagram.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Do I follow Trump on Instagram?
He's only following 8 people.
Who's he following?
I think. Oh, it's his family.
Okay, fair enough.
And then someone called Hope.
Someone called Hope?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's part of her family. No.
Huh.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Anyway, I'm off Twitter now. I could do that for hours.
Yeah. Stay off Twitter.
Okay.
For God's sake, stay off Twitter. It's a cesspool. Go to Mars. There's no Twitter on Mars.
So I think that's what we've worked out, haven't we? We need to get off the planet. We absolutely have to. It's a matter of urgency that we need to get off the planet.
Yep, absolutely.
And we need to be part of the mission somehow.
We
better start
wangle our way on somehow.
We better start fudging our CVs and our references.
Yes, absolutely. We can be each other's reference.
Nice.
Although we may have to put on a succession of silly voices and get burner phones.
I love doing that. Oh, someone's just come into the room. Hello, my name's Terry. That was actually me, guys. That was me.
Wait, turn the camera around. Where's Terry? Oh, is he
No,
left?
it was me. It was me all along,
What?
man. It was Earth all along. Good
grief. Good grief. Okay. Well, there we go.
There we go. We started on Mars. We ended up on Twitter.
Sort of an allegory for the human race, isn't it? We started off dreaming of going to Mars, and we ended up on Twitter.
Yeah, it's like that old saying, isn't it? Like, aim for the stars, aim for the star, aim for the moon, aim for the moon.
That was the Lord Grey School.
Was it?
That was our school motto. Yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
Shoot for the moon.
Even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. When in fact, it's shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, it will be a quick death rather than staying on Earth.
Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll spin aimlessly through space.
Yeah,
until your inevitable death.
Yeah. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land amongst a vacuum, which will quickly suffocate you, and you won't have to put up with the Sims simulation anymore. What a grim way to end it, Matt.
Yeah,
I think
fatality of life.
Yeah, the futility of life fatality.
The futility and fatality of life.
I think my final word on it. I think my final word on it is we're probably fucked, but we might be okay.
Okay.
That's my final word.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Have a nice day, everybody.
Enjoy yourselves, motherfuckers. Get on Twitter, apparently. No, don't. Don't do it.
No, don't. If you're on Twitter, get off it.
And don't set yourselves on fire.
Don't eat a Tide Pod.
Don't eat a Tide Pod. Don't set yourself on fire. Don't get into silly arguments on Facebook or any social media platform. Don't
jump off bridges.
Yeah.
Don't watch Game of Thrones anymore. No. It's up to you. It's up to you whether you watch it or not.
I'm
gonna.
I enjoy it
as well. I have to know. There's only 2 episodes to go, so why not?
There we are.
Why not?
Right.
Ride the wave.
Ride the wave towards uncertainty and doom.
We try and end it positively, and every time we do, we come around to something really fatalistic.
Yeah. Just remember, we're all part of a simulation, and the kid playing it has taken away all the doors.
Yeah. So life is pointless. Life is pointless, everybody. See you later.
Enjoy sleeping in your own piss, everyone. That's it.
I think we can end it there.
Yeah. Like, subscribe. You're all going to die. See you next week. Later.